Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do Bleach Chapter 534 review. That is 5. That is 3, 4. So, this week's chapter of Bleach. Alright. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was caught off guard. I was very surprised. Because when I remember Ginjo and Tsukishima talking about how the Fullbringers, they get their powers because their parents were attacked by Hollow. And the Reiatsu, and the assumption obviously is that the Reiatsu from the Hollow seeps into the human, and then that leftover power goes to the child. Now, I never ever heard about this symptom where all of a sudden their parents start to form hollow holes. And so that's why it kind of caught me off guard. Because the same system is applied to Ichigo, with his parents, Masaki, being attacked by Hollow. And thus the Reiatsu of the Hollow went into her, stayed inside her body, and then when she gave birth, it passed on to Ichigo. And we can also assume it passed on to also Ichigo's sisters. Not so much the other one. What was her name? Karin. No. Yeah, Yuzu. Yeah, Yuzu. Yeah. Not so much Yuzu, but Karin definitely. I'm pretty sure that Karin's also like part Quincy, part Hollow, part Shinigami. And her powers are at this point in time, her powers are unknown. I mean, I thought Kubo should be doing something with her, but as of right now, it's kind of like put her to the wayside, and it's kind of I mean, we'll see, because the arc, according to Kubo, it's going to be his longest arc yet, and the arc just technically started by that standard. So yeah, we'll wait and see where that goes with Kari. But the thing about this is that Misaki starts to form an actual hollow hole, like, around her sternum. So, it's kind of like it raises an eyebrow, and it was very surprising. So, that caught me off guard. It really did. I like that. Like, it was very, like there was shock value to that. And that, to me, is a good thing. Because the chapter overall is a very simple, straightforward chapter of Bleach. But that one incident where she's talking to Ryuken's mother, and then she collapses, and then Ryuken, Misaki, and then he runs over, what's wrong? And then flips her over, hollow hole. And also what I noticed in this week's chapter is that when Ryuken is leaving, and his mother's chasing him, is like, don't leave, like, we needed to work out all this stuff. And yada yada, because he acts like we're his father. She can't get in contact with the father. Like, he runs out, tells him that she's running after him and telling him, like, you don't know what's going on with Masaki. Like, you could be affected by the same thing if you're near her, and so on and so forth. And then as she's running, we see a picture of her calf, and there's like a burn stain, or like a burn mark, or something of that nature on her calf. So, I mean, either it's some kind of, like, illness or disease or some kind of injury. Or we're not too sure exactly what it was, but there's some kind of mark. It could be a birthmark, I don't know. But Kubo actually made, like, a small panel of that mark to emphasize it. So, there could be something going on with her. I'm not too sure exactly. So, I mean, that may be right. I mean, that may be the reason why she dies. Because I'm assuming that she does die. I'm assuming. I could be wrong. But since Ryuken never mentioned her in any way, shape, or form to Ishida, I can assume that she's dead. I can. But, again, very intriguing. But the chapter overall, it's very simple. To do a brief summary, it's basically, it's Matsumoto starting off, trying to ruse in Ishin to do all the work for her while she goes to the sweet shop. Fucking slacker. And apparently Ishin was already in the human world. Left a note for her, and then she got pissed off. And then after that, we cut over to the human world in the Ishida state. Misaki comes in there, And then she sees Ryuken, gonna talk to Ryuken. Here comes Ryuken's mother, and then she's like, "Yo, what's up?" Like, Ohayo gozaimasu, like Ohayo, and then Ohayo, and she's like, "No, fuck that shit, man. Fuck that shit. What the hell did you do last night?" And then she's like, "What?" And she explains how, "I know that you saved the Shinigami, you dishonored the family, like you were so reckless, and yada yada yada, and so on and so forth. I know that you got injured." And then Ryuken, he runs over to find Katagiri, finds her, pins her to a wall, mad close, like mad fucking close, like, what'd you tell her? What? And she explains how, well, look, there was a problem, obviously. Like you said, there was no problem, but there was obviously a fucking problem. She got wounded, and she even like reiterates what Ryuken said to her, how the most important thing right now is maintaining the purity of the Quincy bloodline, and her being injured by a hollow may taint her bloodline, or it may taint her lineage. So she must get treated by appropriate Quincy masters, or at least by the master and the mistress. So right there, she explains it, and then all of a sudden Ryuken runs down, and then he tries to explain to his mother that like everything's okay. Masaki's like, "No, I'm cool." Face plant, and then she was out. And then after that, it's kind of like, what's going on? And then she does what I explained earlier on about how like there's a hollow hole forming in her, like on her sternum. And then how we have the mother talking to Ryuken, but like before he leaves, we see that mark on her calf. He blitzes out the actual fucking out of the room, and then as he's running, so it's like late at night, and apparently he's looking for his father, which I think is kind of strange, because the mother even said, "We don't know where he is. We're trying to contact him right now," but he just left anyway. And after that, he's running somewhere, and then apparently a hollow is gonna cut him off. Here comes Ishin, and he's like, "Yo, let's save their ass." And he's like, "Fuck you, man. This is your fault." Sees Masaki's hollow hole, and then he's trying to go near her. Ryuken's like, "No, fuck that shit." And then as Ryuken's gonna maybe have a fight with Ishin, all of a sudden, here comes this man. That's right, Urahara Kisuke. Urahara Kisuke just swoops in there like, "Yo, listen, man, you two come with me, because right now we need to make a choice that's going to save this girl's life." And there's the end of the chapter. So listen, again, in my personal thing, the biggest thing that was a very part about this chapter, obviously, is the hollow hole forming in Masaki's sternum, or that's forming over it, through it. And again, very surprising, because again, the Fullbringers, they never mention this kind of stuff about the hollow hole forming. Also, very important that I find is, again, like, what's that wound on Ryuken's mother's leg? Like, what is a wound? A spreading disease, an illness, a birthmark? I don't know what that is, but I'm very intrigued. And that's it. I mean, a very simple chapter, Bleach, right there for you. The chaptering overall, like, there was good shock value. I like that. But was it enough? Well, character progression-wise, for none of the characters, it wasn't really there. Story-wise, progression, it was solid. It wasn't, like, that bad, story-wise, when it comes to progression at all. In fact, it was pretty decent. OK+. Yeah. We'll go OK+, because, and I'll be honest with you guys, alright? So far, this flashback has, in my personal opinion, not really up to snuff. You feel me? I mean, this is a flashback that people have been looking forward to for a very long time. And it's not up to snuff, in my personal opinion. The fight between Ishin and the Whitey, that fight Not really that monumental. I mean, seeing Aizen in the past, Aizen and the boys, that was cool, but not really, you know, again, not really that monumentous. Uh, I mean, like it's an okay flashback thus far. So thus far, it's okay. It's okay. Not that great at all, and it should be. It's not over yet, but it should be great because this is a flashback that people have been wanting for fucking years. But hopefully, it will get better. Like, hopefully we see Ishin. I mean, hopefully we see Ryuken's father, which is Ishin's grandfather. I think. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. You know, just we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. So, oh yeah, and apparently someone told me that they have the feeling that Ryuken is gonna marry Katsuki. I don't know, probably, maybe, who knows? We'll see. But I'm done. Chaptering overall is okay plus, and I'm signing out. Be sure, of course, rate, comment, and subscribe as always, and I'm signing out. Peace! Have a nice day. Yeah! Masaki Kun! Ohio gozaimasu! Yeah, I'm not Japanese, man, but I can still rock it. I can still rock it.